Hello friends, welcome back to my channel where we create helpful dental videos. Today we are going to discuss one more interesting topic, that is stainless steel crowns part 2, where we are going to discuss steps for placement of stainless steel crowns. It is most frequently asked 9 mark or 4 mark question in your examinations. I'll be sharing easy method of learning it and remembering it. Why to work hard when you can do it smartly? I'm here to help you doing this. Whenever you go through this topic in your textbook, once watch my video before or after studying it in your textbook. It will be very helpful to remember it for longer. Before starting, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon, and if you leave a like or motivative comment, it will really make my day. So let's get started with today's topic. Here the armamentarium required for the placement of stainless steel crowns. They are crown cutting burrs, pliers, scalers or any sharp instrument, crown and bridge scissors, crown seater and remover, stone and finishing burrs for finishing of the crown, luting cement glass slab and spatula, articulating paper, wax sheet and marking pen. Here is a picture of the burrs. The burrs which are used for the preparation of crown, they are pear-shaped burr, wheel-shaped burr, tapered fissure burr, needle-shaped burr and finishing burrs, finishing diamond burrs. Here are the instruments. You can appreciate here the straight and the curved scissor which are used for cutting of the crown and bridges. And here you can notice in the second picture a straight hoe plier, and in the third picture you can be appreciating the contouring plier, and in the fourth picture you are going to see crimping plier, and in the fifth picture crown remover. Now the steps in detail. Steps in placement of stainless steel crown are as follows: crown selection, occlusal reduction, proximal reduction, buccal or lingual reduction, and finishing. These 5 steps are performed onto the natural crown structure which is in the patient's mouth and onto which the stainless steel crown has to be placed. And from the 6th step, we are performing it on the stainless steel crown which we are going to place on the patient natural crown. Crown attachment, crown adaptation, contouring, crimping of the stainless steel crown, checking the final fit, and crown finishing, crown cementation, polishing of the stainless steel crown and discharge of the patient. These are all the steps we are going to perform. Okay. Now each step in detail. Crown selection. Crown selection is nothing but selecting the stainless steel crown. We are going to select this crown by the 3 different methods we generally use. They are trial and error method by arbitrarily selecting the different sizes, and measuring the internal mesiodistal dimension by using a vernier calipers, or by using a size charts. The size charts will be available by the manufacturing companies. We have to go through that size chart and select the crown format. Next step is occlusal reduction of the natural crown structure. Start the occlusal reduction with a pear-shaped burr. Reduce the occlusion by 1 to 1.5 millimeters, uniformly comparing the marginal ridge of the adjacent tooth. Here in this picture you can appreciate the first picture is showing you the use of pear-shaped burr for reducing the occlusal anatomy, and you have to reduce it 1 to 1.5 millimeters when compared to the adjacent tooth. Here is the occlusal reduction. You can appreciate clearly in this. Now the next step is proximal reduction. Proximal reduction is done using needle-shaped burr and tapered fissure burr. The main objective is to break the contact with the adjacent tooth. Slice the mesial and the distal surfaces with needle burr and break the contact. Buccal and lingual line angles given 2 to 5 degrees taper. Taper should be given for up to 2 to 5 degrees. Here you can appreciate in the picture. Here is a diagrammatic representation of the proximal view. Proximal reduction in the primary mandibular second molar. Here is the cutting dimensions. You have to give a 2 to 5 degrees taper. Next is buccal or lingual reduction. Buccal and lingual reduction is performed to the only occlusal third only by me giving the mesiodistal stroke using the tapered fissure burr and the angle of the burr to the long axis of the crown structure should be 30 to 45 degrees. Natural undercuts on the buccal and the lingual surface are retained in this way, which aid in the retention of the crown. Here you can appreciate in the second picture, you can appreciate the reduced crown which does not meet the occlusion of the remaining natural teeth. Here in the first picture, you can clearly appreciate the proximally and buccally lingually reduced crown. Here the space between the adjacent crown, you can see it clearly. Now the 5 steps are done on the preparation of the natural crown. Now the crown adaptation. Crown adaptation, during this step, you have to remove the rubber dam if you have placed it prior to check the proper adaptation of the crown. The gingival margins of the trimmed crowns must correspond to the respective gingival margins of the tooth. Okay, the gingival margins of the crown should be in corresponding relation with that of the gingival margin of the tooth. You have to place the crown from the lingual side and adjust it on to the labial side. Always place the crown while adapting it to the natural crown structure. Place it from the lingual side and tilt it on. Always remember, place the crown on the lingual side first and then rotate it towards buccal side. Crown should fit loosely with 2 to 3 millimeter excess gingivally. Then mark the excess with marking pencil. Trim the crown using crown and bridge scissors. Now smoothen the edges of the crown with the finishing burr. Gingival extent should be not more than 1 millimeter on the buccal aspect and 0.5 millimeters onto the lingual aspect, and it will be engaging into the gingival sulcus. Now the next is contouring of the stainless steel crown. This is done using number 114 Johnson contouring plier. You can appreciate in this picture the contouring is done in the this cervical third of the crown. Crimping. Crimping is very important to the gingival health of the supporting tissues, as the poorly adapted crown will serve as a collecting point for bacteria, contributing to the recurrent caries or incipient periodontal diseases. Hence, this is done using 417 crimping plier. You can appreciate the crimping which is done in the cervical third of the crown. Once you have to rotate the plier. For the perfect crimp, you have to just walk the plier in the cervical third of the stainless steel crown. Then the resultant will be the nice crimped surface of the stainless steel crown. Now checking the final fit and the crown finishing. After the final adaptation is done, you have to check for any destabilization or rocking of the crown by pressing an explorer on the occlusal surface of the stainless steel crown. Check for any blanching around the tooth. Pre-cementation radiograph must be taken. It is very important. You have to place the crown. You have to check for the adaptation and check for any blanching around the teeth, so that if any blanching is present, you have to trim that surface of the crown. Crown is then smoothened with the finishing burr and polished with the rubber wheel and rogue. You can appreciate the occlusion of the crown here in the second picture. Now crown cementation. Application of the varnish before the cementation is necessary. Okay, then mix the luting cement and load onto the crown with the help of a non-sticky instrument. Commonly used cements are ZOE, zinc phosphate, zinc polycarboxylate, and reinforced zinc oxide eugenol. You have to fill some amount of excess cement into the crown structure. After the placement of the crown, the excess cement will be coming out from the edges. You have to remove that. You can remove of the excess cement with a sharp explorer or any sharp scaler. You can see it here clearly in the picture how the cement is coming out from the edges. Polishing of the stainless steel crown and discharge of the patient. This is the last step in the placement of the stainless steel crown. Polish the crown with acidulated phosphate fluoride prophylaxis paste prior to the discharge. A completely cleaned, shining crown is shown to the child for appreciation. Hence, the child will be satisfied with the treatment. You can show it in the mirror. Here is the end of today's session. Thanks for watching. It was a quick glance on stainless steel crown placement. If you did follow my previous video, I'll share you the link in the description. Please go through it. We have discussed the classification of stainless steel crown in my previous video. Hope today's video was helpful. If you like my video, drop a like and comment as well. I'll be happy to see your comments. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to get a notification of my next video. Until then, stay home, be safe. Keep learning with Dental Learning. Let's meet a new day with a new topic. Stay tuned. Until then, bye bye.